Yes,
So how do you spend your day? I mean, obviously you have to go to the office. You have to also, I mean, how do you work this out?
So
That's a tricky question, I know.
it's a tricky question because it may go public and it's not good. But I will put it in a different manner.
Yeah, put it in a different manner.
In 85, when I started work, right, and got into my dad's business and all that, when we were neighbors and all. So, Sridhar, my time at that time for these activities was 10%.
10%.
And 90% into business. Today, it is probably 5% in business, 95% here. So that's what it is.
That sounds like magic in the sense that you organize your business so well that it takes care of itself. It's like saying, you know, your baby has grown, she can look after herself now, right? I give the support whenever. Is that the way it is?
Yeah, I would say that people who have stuck on with me for 20 years and all that, so they manage it and I support them. Very true.
Yeah, and I suppose you'll always be accessible on the phone should there be a need, that kind of stuff. So that's the oxygen that keeps it running. So you'll make sure that that's running well, kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned that Unnati is operating outside of Bangalore and a couple of other places, right? How did that come about?
You know, I will just give you a brief sketch of how our journey went through. So I told you 2003 to 2008, we just did around 320 youth, right? But what happened was we could see magic during that time. And that,
so when you say we, who is we?
So we means the trustees and the people who are actually involved in delivery.
Okay.
Right? All of them. And the people who participated in creating the curriculum.
All right.
The employers, the donors, everybody could see something different.
Okay. So magic happening.
So that gave us energy, and the building which you came and addressed the trainers and all that on creativity. That was brought up in 2008.
Okay.
So we decided that 2008 we said Unnati is our focus area. So we built a place for that purpose, along with the hall, etc. Right? For music concerts and all. 2008 when we started, then we increased the number from, let's say, 50, 60 in a year to 600, 700 in a year, right?
Yeah.
Then somewhere around 2011, we started documenting the entire process, right?
Wow. Who helped you on this documentation stuff?
So there were volunteers who were helping, meetings, all that happened. And then we did have some clerical people who did some.
Plus some experts. So, I mean, documentation is to document the right things also, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it happened that way, right? So that was done. And then we said, let's share this with people. Let them do Unnati in their places. We shared it. We trained their trainers. We told them what to do. All that around 2011, 12 and all. And
who are these people who got trained by you? They are come from other institutions.
Some other institutions, some NGOs, known to you. You come across people.
Okay.
Unnati, amazing. You know, they said we would also, please. That kind of thing.
Very nice.
Within 1 year or 1.5, 2 years, many of them said we are not able to run it. We could not create this magic, right? There are many reasons. One simple reason I will tell you. Most of the NGOs work from a platform of sympathy. Unnati works from a platform of empathy.
Absolutely. Brilliant.
So this is one reason. I would not go into further reason because
no, I think this is bang on and very clear. I think it's a huge difference. So you're not talking down to anybody. I mean, you just want to help people become better. That's it.
That's it, right? So then they said, would you be interested in doing it? So we said, fantastic, let's try, because we knew that we could create magic in our center, right?
Yeah.
And we have seen it 5, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. Let's try. So we replicated it in a few places and it was successful.
So when you say replicated the software, just the thinking and the design was yours.
No,
And you taught them how to do it.
no,
Would that be right?
that was the earlier case when we
Huh.
handed over everything.
Huh.
We took over the management of that
Oh my God.
in some of the places.
Okay.
And we started delivering, sitting in Bangalore, traveling, all those things. Right? And we made it happen.
How many centers were these? How many cities?
We increased it from 1 to around 5-6 centers in a period of 2 years.
Okay. That's
Right?
nice. And they were all in the south or elsewhere also?
There are various places, one in Delhi, one in Tamil Nadu. So it was spread because it was dependent not on our vision.
Yeah.
An NGO comes and tells, please start. And
They need it. They came asking for help.
Exactly.
And they were aligned in your vision and values.
So we couldn't be choosing, oh, we will do it.
Yeah.
So we said, okay.
So did you have to travel a lot for this?
Oh yeah. At that time, yes.
Yeah,
we at Delhi, Ahmedabad, at Chennai side. So there were different places.
Matter of detail, how did you manage costs with all these travels were there?
So what happened was, when all these centers which came to us and all that, we had people who were funding them.
Okay.
And at times, because Unnati was involved, we could also get some funding into them. So it was a combination.
Fair enough. Fine.
Somebody would
it's a fair one. Yeah.
Like that. So it started off 5-6 centers. 2014 is a landmark year again for Unnati. Axis Bank came and asked us, Foundation, do you want to scale? We showed the entire thing and said, we want to scale. What we have achieved, what we have done, everything. They said, take 12 crores, expand. Next 4 years, 5 years.
Wow.
So
that's huge.
That's huge. And that is when we went back to the drawing board, made it a 50-day model. Because invariably earlier times, what used to happen was somebody has created English. So you have self-introduction in English. In life skills also, you will say, how do I introduce myself? Those kind of things would have been there.
Right.
You would have managed it. Okay, that is life skills, this is English. So we sat down, we tried to tighten it, cut corners, where you can bring it down, make it better. And we started it in the next 3-4 years. The journey was 30 odd centers across. So we have 15 centers in Karnataka, 7 centers approximately in Tamil Nadu, 4 centers in Delhi, 1 in Mumbai, 1 in Nagpur, 1 in Andhra, Kadapa. It's there.
Very nice.
So we started 30 odd centers, and the numbers from 700, 600, 700,000 jumped to 3,000, like that. Okay, over a period of time.
Yeah.
2017 around, there was a very important thing which happened again, which is a very critical thing for us. We came across a nodal placement officer in a government college. Now, this person was telling us, we all know how government colleges are, right? Schools, college, in various aspects. You will be surprised, Karnataka churns out 150,000 youth through 458 government first grade college, which is BA, BCom, BSc, BBM, all that, and 258 ITIs, 150,000 youth, with a placement percentage of less than 10%.
My God. What happens to the rest of the guys?
Same question, same worry. This is the situation, right? That is why when somebody says in UP a post of a sweeper, you had a PhD applying, you can imagine.
Yeah.
Right? It's not wrong. This has happened, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was we said we brought out an abridged version
Hmm.
of Unnati
Okay.
and pushed it as U next, Unnati next, or the youth next, etc.
Super. Very nice.
So U next started in 1819 in government colleges with a 100-hour intervention and an LMS of 65 hours.
2018, 2019, you
Right.
started.
That is when we started U next. So I think 2008 was a big thing because we brought up this building. Nobody ever thought that we could achieve. Ordinary people bringing up a 5 crore project in those days, unheard of.
Huge. Yeah.
And talking as if, what are these people? They will fail. They are not going to be able to manage all those things. 2014, Axis Bank taking us to scale, helping us to scale. 2018, Unext being born, right? And last 3-4 years has been consolidation phase for the organization. 2020-21 was a period when we used pandemic beautifully.
Okay.
We went into the details of our own curriculum, tightened it, created LMS, made sure that online can be also executed. But we are not happy about doing it, but it could be executed. So we brought in blended learning. So we have a learning management system which has got a lot of questions, videos, etc. as a supplement, plus the offline learning. So as a blended learning, we present it.
Okay.
So we are now ready for the next launch phase of 22-23, where we are hoping that next year during this time, if we meet, we should be talking of how much have we achieved out of that 25. So the centers will create 5,000 youth. The Unext, because the whole thing is available there in government colleges, could be around 20,000 youth. So as a combination to start with, we are looking at 25,000 youth is what we are.
25,000
youth
trained to have gone through the Unnati program.
No, over the last 18 years, we have done over 50,000.
That's right. So I'm saying,
talking of next year alone, financial year alone, we are looking at 25,000.
That's what I'm saying. 25,000 in a year. So in a 25,000 in a year, they would have actually spent how many months within that? It's like an academic year, or what is it?
Spent only 35 days of 100 hours with us.
Okay.
That is the college model.
College
model, 35 days, 300 hours.
Okay.
So there are two different groups. The Unext is a college model final year.
Right. Okay.
Unnati is for the dropouts, largely those who did not get job after education. I will share, though you didn't ask me, I will share one thought process of Unext because it's important, I think you should see very often what we used to say is, and this is why unemployment was ignored by many companies and everybody, in the sense they said that if I give education, that is enough. They will find their ways and they will get employment and they will manage, right? You take a poor man's case, okay? Let's take a farmer's son, okay? He and my son sit on the same table and study in a college, right? The course is completed. The farmer's son is highly intelligent because I would rate him better because he would have learned under lamp post and oil, all that, everything.
Committed,
everything. He might have taught my son technical things, right? Possible. Both of them go for an interview in a company. The social skills, apart from your technical skills and domain knowledge, the social skills matter 78% in any interview.
Right.
There, let's say my son scores better, far better, because of the atmosphere at home, friends, access to knowledge, everything. he gets the job, the farmer's son does not get the job. Right? Now, what is the farmer's son thinking? He doesn't think that this guy had social skills and that is required in the industry.
Right.
Why
right.
he got. Doesn't think like that.
So he'll say life is unfair.
Life is unfair.
Hmm.
This boy knew nothing. I used to teach him. His father is influential. He used influence and got him job. The society doesn't care for people like us. The government doesn't care for people like us. So tomorrow when he does something wrong, he is able to justify his wrong. And that is dangerous.
Yeah.
So that is why we felt that units must be done so that we give a level playing field even to that farmer's son.
That's big. That's a huge thing. It's a very big leap in your thinking.
It is evolution over a period of time. You come up.
I know, but I think what happens, the reason why I'm saying that is that I've seen this happen in social organizations and companies. People see a certain thing, right? But they don't take it in. And therefore they don't respond. It's like saying, I see a leak on my ceiling, right? And I'll say it's leaking because it's raining. After 2 months, it will not be leaking. I have to fix the leak, right? So that's the kind of thing we all wish it away. That's the point. I mean, saying you actually recognize something, you did something with it. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I think that is where empathy counts. Everywhere that word is so powerful and has its own meaning. And then your implementation part comes from that platform of love, care, and concern.
Yeah.
You are bothered about everything.
Right. I must tell you a very interesting definition I heard about on empathy. I'm sure you're possibly aware of it. So empathy is putting yourself in the other person's shoes, correct?
Right.
Now, you can't put yourself in the other person's shoes unless you get out of your shoes.
Yes.
Right? That's where most people have a problem. I try to get in your shoes, still wearing my shoes. I can't do anything.
How will you?
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's where you have actually broken that thing. And it's amazing. So